Hello friends, and welcome to the next part of our Let's Play of Hearts of Iron Force Kaiserreich mod as the Socialist Republic of America. I'm your host, as always, TheBlueBadger, and today we are going to pick up right where we left off the last time. And the last time we left off, we were basically setting ourselves up for the invasion of Canada as the new American Republic is set to join into the Second Weltkrieg and assist the syndicalist factions and taking over the various parts of the world. Now, I'm gonna be trying to also finish up this Let's Play too, as the newest version of the mod has come out, version 13. However, I was able to catch this beforehand and have currently set the game to offline mode and haven't updated it yet, so thankfully I won't have to restart it as before. So, with that being said, I'm essentially going to outline their basic goals here for the remainder of this campaign. First and foremost, I'm going to invade and conquer Canada here, of course. Obviously, we need to do that, that way we can secure our northern flank. At the same time, too, we're going to keep on rebuilding the infrastructure and development of the United States. After that, I am going to then shift my focus across the Atlantic, where we are going to help the other international members to defeat the German Empire, and then we're going to swing on south and then take over the Austro-Hungarian Empire here as well. After that, we'll likely then swing on south to take out what remains of the European powers here in Africa. Then after that, we're probably going to then push on into South America here, and we'll either fight the Empire of Brazil or Argentina, whichever one of these two factions come out on top in this war that they're having here. Honestly, by the looks of things, it looks like it's going to end up being Brazil, but who knows, it might end up being the opposite. Then after that, we'll likely have a showdown then with Japan. And then depending on where things go, then we might also find ourselves in India and Australia as well. But Japan is likely where we are going to end things before. And after that, most if not all of the entire world will be under syndicalist control. So without further ado, we'll do the next step here and join the International. Unfortunately, it's going to take a little bit of time here yet to do it, but in the meantime, I'm just going to prepare our troops here for the inevitable and final confrontation with the British Crown here in Canada. We'll finally kick the British King out of North America for good. Now I should also... Oh yeah, I had already deployed a bunch of air forces over here. Alright. I've also decided too that I am going to be adding more music to our campaign here as well. And the Socialist Republic of America has joined the Third International. Now that the combined syndicates stand victorious in America, they have pivoted towards Europe, formally joining the Syndicalist Alliance. Reactionaries tremble as America's industrial power is repurposed for the revolution. And we're already getting calls too to join in the war. One thing too that I did mention already is that we do have a little bit of reconstruction yet to do. We still have some strong Federalist resistance, which the description here says our initial counterterrorism efforts are showing some promise, but Federalist resistance groups are tough nuts to crack. Some peripheral terrorists have been arrested, and a few safe houses raided, but this has had little impact. And then we also have some weak and longest resistance too. We have succeeded in destroying some of the main safe houses and arresting some key raiders, but a few notable terrorists remain at large. Analysts still expect more bombings and attacks, but nothing of the magnitude of the first months of our occupation. And then we're also slowly but surely recovering too from the impacts of the Civil War. Government-run agencies have started to put people back to work, and some respectable businesses have reopened. The threat of mass starvation has passed, though it is not uncommon to see small hordes of orphans and elderly rooting through trash in the cities. At least I think that. I don't know. But, anyway. Which war are they? Okay, so this is the Second Weltkrieg against Germany, and now we are formally at war with the Germans. However, they are not our main priority at this point, as we still want to join the other part of the war against the Entente. There we go. And with that, we shall march our units north. Forward, gentlemen. For a pause, might as well. So have our air forces here. Continue to straight. Still here. Ah, good. We have our heavy bombers. This bomber formation attack Eastern Canada. That place Ontario. And have them just secure the East Coast too a little bit. Okay, there we go. Alright. And the invasion begins. And I'm willing to bet too that it'll take maybe 2-3 months before Canada eventually collapses. I could be wrong though, but since they're facing the full force that we have, though, it very well could end up just being that. Oh, I forgot about these squadrons here then too. Oh, still have more. There we go. Forgot all about these air forces. Is that everything then? See, New York, light bomber. Actually, I'll have them go there. Oh. There. Okay. They're just gonna keep on. Shit. Also gonna need to rebuild our heavy industry here then too. Fortunately, a lot of our reconstruction efforts have paid off already. That'll do it. Also gonna have to rebuild our navy, obviously. That'll do. Alright, that should be enough. The navy then. Need some more oil and rubber refineries here then too. Put those in the steel belt. And yes, I am going to refer to the Rust Belt as the Steel Belt, because that truly is what it is in our America here. More non-aggression pacts. And it is one unfortunate thing, too, about living in the Midwest, just how a lot of businesses have been closing. But I guess we can't always have that with me. Let's see here. I'm gonna need more tanks. Eventually, I'm gonna want to start building more tank divisions. Oh, Ottawa's already fallen. We're only a few days into the invasion. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a pretty fast invasion here. Put you there. Oh, and the fall of Beijing. After days of high-intensity fighting in the capital suburbs, orangutan troops have finally scaled the walls of the outer city, scattering the defenders and making further defense of the capital all but intended. With rail lines into and out of the city thoroughly cut, the remaining Qing force is quickly thinned as deserting soldiers melted into the urban population. While orangutan colors now fly over Tiananmen Gate, the flames I'm not going to attempt that, send towering columns of thick black smoke into the sky. Its sad symbolism lost only few among the war-weary population. China can only hope that the city's new occupiers, one of many since the turn of the century, will finally restore some modicum of peace and order. I hope I said that word right. I could just be butchering a lot of these. Oh wow. Our forces are just rolling across the Canadian Great Plains here. Actually going a little faster than I thought we would. Honestly, Winnipeg is about to fall. With reconstruction on the way, famed musician Woody Guthrie and his band, the Albinex Singers, has gone on a musical tour, popular with many throughout the country. Guthrie and his band played old classics such as Solidarity Forever, There is Power in a Union, but they also have written many new songs such as This Land Is Your Land, Use My Revolutionary Mind, Tear the Capitalists Down, and All You Capitalists Are Bound to Lose. The tour has proven to be wildly popular in all venues that he and his band has played in. And roll on. Alright. Signed Non-Aggression Pact with Siam. It's like Winnipeg is about to fall here. And we pretty much had already, but now it's official that we've cut Canada in half. And where did the Federalists bomb this time? Oh, Massachusetts. Okay. Reminds me, where is our Navy? Given the circumstances, though, I think I'm gonna have them stay in port for the time being, at least until Canada's knocked out of the war. Don't need to send them all out into the Atlantic just to get blasted away by the Royal Navy. Cut off a few men here in this little pocket. Oh, Union vacations. With the Revolution, one of the changes that has come is the transformation of terms of vacation. The workers of America rarely got to enjoy all of the luxuries that were created, and progressives would say belong to the people. How many of the struggling masses got to enjoy picnics or visiting the national parks when they had to work as many hours just to survive and feed their children? No longer will this be the case. The various local unions across the country, regardless of which federation they belong to, have begun to take over and manage various cultural centers as well as help sponsor vacations. This is supported by the government at both the local and national level as a way to boost productivity and encourage comradeship. Culture indeed belongs to the people. We get a little bit of political points in too with that. Definitely doesn't hurt. We'll have to boost that up to the war economy. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this one. Basically, with this, we're basically able to join the International Science Committee. The Scientific Balance Theory has been created to pool together scientists from all member states of the International. We should join and contribute our knowledge to the program. That we shall. Oh, Toronto's falling now too. Looks like we're now aging in Montreal. Thanks to our spies that we have so carefully placed into Canada, we definitely have the information age here. We're doing this here. Let's go. Have these guys head on over this way. Capture Victoria. And then continue to move on. Some field hospitals. Get a little naval research here going to. Yeah, I found a mod too that actually opens up another research tree. It basically allows you to research naval doctrines. Unfortunately, it doesn't really give you the discounts that the other little tabs here do, but it's definitely a helpful thing to have. So, if you're looking for other mods to improve the game, feel free to check that one out. And you can find all the mods in the description below in this video. So I use a good number of mods in this game, actually. All of them definitely help to add to the experience. Let's continue to boost. Straight here. Let's... Docks. Of course you do. Oh, this is a good event that we got here, and it looks like... Oh, shit. 1 month into the invasion, King Edward flees the Dominion of Canada. But the situation in the Dominion of Canada, growing more dire by the moment, King Edward and the royal family have fled along with high-ranking exiles to the Australasian Confederation, where they hope to find safe harbor and launch some kind of resistance. The Canadian military leadership is meeting with French generals, and they hope to set up a new Entente command in the French Republic. There is no getting over the major blow, which is the loss of the Dominion of Canada, the king announced in the radio address, but he urged his loyal subjects to remain free, that not all is yet lost. He can run, but he can't hide, and unfortunately for Canada, the war is pretty much over. So what remains, even though we'll probably fight on a little more yet. What is the casualty rate, though? Is this it? About 500,000 troops from Dominion Canada, and for us, on the other hand, about 65,000. Progress. Oh, we just captured a bunch of troops there. Yeah, we'll take that. Take that. 546,000. My force is just going to abandon Maine here and get their asses over there. Hey. That's what happens when I decide to attack prematurely. And we'll continue rebuilding efforts in America too by moving on to the western states. I don't really know how much longer Canada is expecting to last in this war. They are pretty dang close. 98% capitulation. They've taken Victoria. There we go. And Canada has now officially capitulated. And the good news too is that since they pretty much left the Entente, we are able to take everything in this area here. I'll give Venezuela to the West Indies Union here. As for me, on the other hand, I am going to annex all of Canada. Ah, shit. Hang on. Okay, let's try that again. But, yeah, anyways. I'm gonna give Venezuela here to the West Indies Federation. We'll let them decide their fate. Here. And then us in the meanwhile, we are going all of Canada. There we are. Alright. And with that, Canada is, well, no more, really. Alright. Looks like emancipation for all is done then. Let's see here. Redistribute the wealth for women's liberation. They both kind of do the same thing, really. We'll do redistribution of wealth. We will no longer tolerate a social order where and men who do absolutely nothing useful can amass millions of dollars, while millions of proletariats who work all the days of their lives secure barely enough to prolong their wretched existence. The end of the banks, corporations, and orders is finally here. And once this is done, we will replace some of the impacts in the war. Now we need to... And we have friendly Venezuela here then. So now we have to decide the fate of Canada. Finally, the corrupt Dominion of Canada, home of the British exiles, has capitulated to our glorious armies. Reports say the king and his close circle fled the country, but this does not matter. We now have control over these large portions of land. What should we do with them? And then we have 4 different options. We can either liberate a loyal Canada, liberate Canada and Quebec, annex most to Canada, but then leave Quebec as a puppet, or then annex all of Canada outright. Me personally, I kind of want to expand our borders to the north. However, our manifest destiny does not concern Frenchmen, so we are going to liberate Quebec, but then annex the rest of Canada. There we go. And the Republic of Quebec is born. The one thing that's kind of disappointing me, though, is that they're not using the traditional Quebec flag, but it is kind of understandable, though, given how the traditional Quebecese flag, at least I think that's how you say the term for people from Quebec. I apologize to people from Quebec if I insulted you in any ways there, but at any rate, to continue our war footing here, is that with Canada here occupied, we've not only expanded our industry and whatnot, well, actually not so much in terms of military factories, but we definitely have a lot more dockyards. We still have a little bit of a fight to do, because it looks like there is some Australasian forces here in Alaska. So we'll send one of our armies here, and send Mr. Carson here. That should be enough to drive them out of Alaska. The others, forces here on the other hand, will be heading towards the coast to eventually embark over to Europe. Actually, it looks like our war in Canada actually lasted a lot shorter than I thought. It only lasted about a month. Maybe 2. So, alright. For one, though, it's time to start redeploying. Let's see. Hey. Even have any reports here that I can look? They have a lot of air power here already. I'll send a fighter group over here at least. Maintain air superiority and whatever that was. Join that. I actually had to redo that there because I kind of fucked up the original negotiations I was trying to do. Then push on. At least that's fine, we don't really need their assistance there anymore. So, do that. Okay, there. Do we have... Yeah, we do, okay. That's done then. We'll also become spy master here then too. This will give us a few more spies to work with. By a few, looks as though we get 4 more. Which is nice. Oh, and the first World Science Fiction Convention. Today in New York City, first ever World Science Fiction Convention was convened. Gathering literature minds. Wow. Let me restart that. The First World Science Fiction Convention. Today in New York City, the first ever World Science Fiction was convened, gathering literary minds in science fiction to discuss and talk about the genre of science fiction. It had such people as John W. Campbell, Isaac Asimov, Ray Bradbury, Donald A. Wilhelm, and Frederick Pohl, and John Michael, Robert A. W. Lowndes, and Jack Gillespie, I think that's how you say his name. While it had a modest size of 200 participants, it was still considered a success, with a second one being planned next year. Sounds pretty good. Alright. We definitely need to start switching things up here. How are we doing this way? A few resource projects done in Canada here, but we don't really need much of that. Let's go to the Alaska front. Looks like our first few troops are starting to arrive.
Ready to move.
Okay, perfect. Let's continue upgrading our air forces here. Have much in terms of industry yet. Oh, here's some good news. Looks like Sweden has capitulated to Russian forces. It'll definitely help us in the long run, and Norway is finally open up again. It's like what remains of the Reichspakt, and Scandinavia here is right at the very top. It's like, bring our troops on over. Have enough medium tanks though. I only have 2,000. Oh, still do have a few more. Probably wait until these divisions here are done recruiting, then I'll send what remains of them across the Atlantic. Head on over there, as they always say. Have a battle here. I'll definitely win that pretty easily. I'm not really concerned about it at all. Another Federalist bombing of Kentucky. Oh yeah, that's like that. So I already... I don't fully understand what the dogs here mean. I think that it's just a conflict with the mod itself. Because before, I actually couldn't really get this mod to really work all that well with Kaiserreich. It said it would actually crash my game every single time I tried. But it's actually started working now, so I figured I'd give it a shot. You need to break that stalemate too on the western front. Fortunately, too, once we do and start making our way into Germany, they should capitulate pretty quickly. Other longest bombing. Kentucky again, Jesus Christ. It looks like the just about done here. And we've pretty much really got rid of it. Or not, I don't know. Anywho, let's see what we got here. Master Interrogator. Tough. Let's do Larry. He has more qualifications. Don't really use too much of the spies though, honestly. I mostly just have them infiltrate places to organize them a little better. Give me that intelligence edge. Oh. The Indian Revolution Committee. The native people of America have long been mistreated by the old capitalist government. though the Bureau of through the Bureau of Indian Affairs, they stole their land for them to turn a profit. Now that we have done away with the old Bureau of Government, we can address the issue of the Indians. Thus, the Indian Revolution Committee has been created. The IRC will work with the local tribes and communities about how to handle the abuses that the Bureau government did and how the revolution and its ideals can be implemented within their territory. So this is a little bit of war support then, but also add a little bit of political power, which will help this in the long run. Rebuild the western states here then too. So, which will basically impact the greater Midwest area, so kind of like this general of the country. Oops. How are we doing in Alaska? Yeah, they pretty much have this all wrapped up at this point. And redistribute the wealth is done. We'll do women's liberation next. With the men dying on the front lines, it fell to the women to run the factories, build the munitions, and feed our revolution. That's to say nothing for the many nurses, pilots, and female Red Guard members who gave their all. Their sacrifices and struggles will not have been in vain. This will help to modify the social revolution again. At the same time, too, oh wait, that's just... here's what I was trying to find before. The longest have pretty much been defeated, but now at this point they're at fading. And the description says, only a few die-hard radical longest turners now remain. With most of their compatriots killed or arrested, one final push to destroy the remaining safe houses hidden in the swamps... Excuse me, I missed that. Swamps of Louisiana and the South will be pacified. Let's have one more to do. I'll wait for it. Keep on researching that. Yeah, screw it. It's here. I'll just... And then for the Federalists, then it's back to a weekend, which is the same one that the longest one was before. Dispatching tanks already. I'll put James Ord in charge. Oops. Oh yeah, I remember what I was doing with these guys now. I was actually going to have them garrison the Panama Canal. In that case, once these guys get to the coast here, I'm going to just have them go for the Atlantic. And I forgot that I had these guys training here. Let's see. Oh, the Argentine commune has collapsed, it seems, so... India is now, instead of 3 parts, in 2 parts. With the loyalists in charge of most of it. So... I suppose.